I have a couple of questions if you'll entertain me on some of the things that you said. So you said there were an 80% reduction in abandonments in Ohio since safe haven.
You can Google that and find all the
But what's it,
information.
I'll just ask you, what's that based on?
That's based on babies and dumpsters and trash cans.
But who did, what's the
It's the
source?
media reports. It's the media reports that are coming out.
But is there like a report that says by year how many babies have been abandoned in
You
Ohio?
can go to our website and we'll put by year and by state. But if you want,
But there's no governmental agency that reports
there's
that.
no governmental agency that tracks abandonments at all.
Okay. So in Indiana, you said since you guys came into existence, there's
We've had
been no abandonments?
no deadly abandonments. No deadly abandonments. We've had one abandonment in 2016.
So does the deadly statement go for Ohio also?
No,
That's okay. And then 100% reduction in Arkansas?
there's not been an abandoned baby since we launched.
Okay, all right. So then when you were talking about my presentation, you said it was laughable.
It is.
So what particularly is laughable about it?
You have incorrect information in there for starters.
Like what?
Well, the first thing, and I didn't bring this up here because I didn't want to make a fool of you, but the information that you're saying that the Department of Health has to put, or I'm sorry, not the Department of Health, that the biological parent's name has to be on the birth certificate is absolutely false. I don't know where you got that information from, but that's completely false. That's what you wanted to
I don't
put on
think
your
I said
sign.
that.
That's what you wanted to put on your sign.
Okay, so you're saying that sign would need to have a different line on there because there could be circumstances, for example, where there's no birth certificate.
Safe Haven doesn't require a birth certificate with the biological parents.
Okay, but that's your issue is that you didn't like the line on the sign.
That's one of them, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
I
else?
could go through this all night, but you know what? Like you had mentioned, I have a 3-hour drive ahead.
Okay, but I just want to be clear. You said it was laughable.
It is.
But you would agree that the Ohio Administrative Code does say that you need to have a person present at all
I'm
times?
saying it contradicts the Ohio
I
Code.
don't believe that. If you could
Then
tell
we
me.
can, no, I'm not going to have a debate
I have
here
a
with
lot
you,
of
Mr.
lawyer
Hicks.
friends.
Yes.
There's no
Yes.
conflict.
Yes, we have to go.
Okay, the wrong
So-
brochure. Can I have a copy of the
No,
new brochure?
you cannot. And
So I
don't
can't have a
FOI
copy of the new.
request me.
Please don't touch me, sir. Please don't touch me.
Very nice night.
You're going to continue to not include the state forms? Okay, so you're not going to include state forms? You're not going to do that? Okay. Thank you, guys. All right. May I have a copy of the new forms that she said she provided you to go into the baby box? Well, she just said she dropped them off in her speech. She said she dropped them off to you tonight.
You were here. She didn't.
So she never actually gave you any new form? Okay. Thank you. And I appreciate you giving me the forms before. So, and I did just get the email from Brody.
No
So,
problem. I mean, I'm sorry for the confusion there.
well, I think it's still.
On 28, I sent them on the first. So.
Have you so right now, is there assured a person present at all times at that
While we were
box?
sitting there, I sent a vacation request.
Yeah. So now there's 3 people
In
staffed
the old
there?
days, we could do it all on the
Okay.
computer.
So that's right now, she's going to pick up that
Now I
cost?
print the form, fill it out.
So let me, so we had,
I'm all for it. I'm all for it, picking up the cost. So, all right, I appreciate
I
it. Thank
sent
you.
it, so I
Thanks.
sent
Your boss said in her remarks that she had given the fire chief new brochures for putting into the bait box because it was an outdated version. But he just told me that she did not give him the new brochures. Has she got the new brochures for the fire chief? Do you have the new brochures for the fire chief? Because I just asked him for one and he said that.
I'm just going to say this.
He said that you didn't give them to him.
I'm just going to say this, Mr. Hicks. I'm not going to debate you, and I'm not going to argue with you, and I'm not going to be your
not trying to
cannon.
debate, I just asked
I'm
you
not
for a
going to
copy
be
of
your
the new
cannon
brochure.
fodder. I am not going to be your cannon fodder to the trustees. I know you have an issue with the trustees. I've read up on you. I know your background with what's happening, and I'm not going to play your game.
I just asked for a copy of the brochure.
And I'm not
You
going
said-
to give it to you.
You said that, but you also didn't give,
You're harassing my boss.
then the police are right there.
Okay, well,
Okay.
you have a very good name.
So I just asked for a copy of the brochure, not
And
for
I
a
said
lecture
no.
about me.
No, I
And you're
said no.
refusing to give it,
I
and the
am.
fire chief just told me you didn't give it to him either.
I'll send it to him.
So then he has to reproduce it?
You have a very good name, Mr. Harris.
So he's also now staffed a third fireman at the firehouse?
No, let me just be clear. He's not staffing a third fireman. I'm paying for that
So you're
because
paying-
there's a discrepancy in the code that was not caught.
Okay, so you're paying for the third fireman. He says that hasn't been agreed with you at this point. I just want to make sure.
That's none of your business.
Okay.
That's none of your business with
No,
me.
it is absolutely my business.
No, it's your business with
You
them.
also have to understand that in
Safe Haven Baby
Ohio,
Boxes is a
when you're
nonprofit
a
organization, and I don't have to answer to you.
I'm afraid that in Ohio, when you're a private entity and you've basically been contracted by the government, parts of what you do become public records.
With them, yes.
No, the public is
Oh,
me.
the only thing you're ever going to get from me is my 990, which I already know that you can get online. So anything else you want from me, you're not going to get, because I don't have to produce it for you.
Like the
They
brochure
do.
To go in the big book.
You don't, why do you need it? What is your
Because I think
problem
we have
with
a
me and a
compounding interest as
brochure?
citizens in the community to be able to see what the brochure is. It's promoting
That's
our
none of your
company.
business. And let me just say
That's a
this
public
too.
record in Ohio.
It's not with me, it ain't.
Yes, it
That has
is.
nothing to do with me.
Okay.
No, that has nothing to do with me.
You're
And
not too versed on the law in Ohio, are you? Public records, what happens when a third-party company is...
Let me,
is
can I
engaged
say,
with government?
without being interrupted, can I say what I was going to say? Something else that's laughable in your report
Yeah.
is you don't know women in crisis. You've not worked with them. We have. 8,000 calls have come into our hotline over the last 6 years. 117 of those women were the state of Ohio. Have you talked to any of these women? No, call our hotline. They'll give you your local resources. You want to put the Department of Child Services on a sign? Do you really think they're going to go there? They're
I think
scared
they
of
should be able to see that.
They're scared of
I
the
think they should
Department
be
of
able
Health.
to know that there's an Ohio program specifically for
Then why
people in
don't you
this
take your
situation.
time and resources away from dictating what the trustees are doing and make something good out of what you're trying to
did.
do? No,
I
you're
did.
not.
So
You're
instead
trying to
of-
tear down an
but
organization
instead of-
that has nothing to do with
Instead of
you.
you saying, I would edit your sign this way, you told me that the sign was laughable.
Your sign is laughable. Your whole pro thing, your thing that you put out was laughable. It is. Because one, you don't know women. Two, you don't know the safe haven law because you put on your sign that we have to get names for birth certificates, which is
No, I
complete
didn't put that on the
bullshit.
sign. I said that the people who are on a birth certificate have to be
Read your
involved with
sign.
the decision.
Read your sign. Your sign says parents' names have to be on the birth
We can-
certificate.
we
That
can
is
look
what
at
it
the-
says. And that is completely false. Completely false.
Well, I
And
put
let me
your-
just say this, a baby
So what should
youngster
it
isn't
say?
going to have any of
What
that
should
either.
it say?
I'm not going to go over this with you. If you want to do this yourself and spend hours and hours and hours trying to knock down the trustees over an organization that is literally saving lives in multiple states, you got a bigger problem than that. So
But you also don't believe that you should include, like I included a copy of
I
that.
didn't say that at all.
Well, so for example.
I didn't say
you're-
anything except this is
you're-
laughable.
You're saving babies in multiple states, but you don't think that the state form for a
So
surrender
you
should be
think that a
provided?
woman that surrenders her baby is going to come up to you and say, I've taken meth, I've taken cocaine, can you mark that on this form? Diseases while pregnant, oh, I have herpes, let me
So
put this on
so
this
you
form
have an
too.
issue with
Do you
state
honestly think
form?
anybody's going to fill this out? Yes, I have a problem with
I think an
it.
anonymous form where you're asked to just check stuff off to leave with your baby.
Which
yeah, I think
they
might.
can get on the Ohio website and mail it
So, but
in.
they're, at your baby box, they aren't going to go to the Ohio website. The same difference as your own form.
When they
you
call
don't even
us,
provide a
when they
pen.
call us, we're going
You
to give
don't
them the
even provide a
resources
pen with the
locally
material.
here. Why would I put a pen in a baby box?
Because you have a form that they're supposed to fill out with their name on it.
And did you read the bottom of the form? It says mail in or email in. They're not going to stand outside of a baby box and fill out a form. I mean, be logical here. I mean,
Okay.
this is 2022. Women don't want to see anyone.
So you're making the argument that the state form shouldn't be available to them.
I didn't say that at all. You're
Well,
trying to say that. I didn't say that at
Well, you
all.
took a-
It is
you argued
available to
pretty-
them online.
But not at the baby box.
It doesn't have to be.
Don't you think in a lot of circumstances what could happen, I know you've already told me that I don't know women and I shouldn't have an
You
opinion.
don't.
But that somebody might approach the baby box, if there was an information box there, they might take the information, then go off in the baby box, look at the information, then come back.
Think about what you're saying.
Yeah, I have thought about what I'm saying.
How many women have smartphones? Everybody in this building probably has a smartphone. Do you honestly think they're gonna drive down to
why
a
don't
fire
you have a
station
Q-
where
why
they
don't you
can
have
be,
a
hang
QR
on,
code?
can I finish what I'm saying? There are QR codes too, all over our stuff, by the way. But you think a woman's gonna drive down the fire station, take a brochure out of a baby box, drive a mile and a half down?
These are
Can
your
I
signs, it's
finish
not a
what I'm
single
saying?
QR code. I'm just
Can I-
reacting to something you said.
Can I finish what I'm saying before you go off on another tangent?
You said QR code, so I wanted to look at your signs where there's no QR code, but go ahead.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you gonna listen or are you gonna interrupt me again?
But if you say something inaccurate to your signs, I might want to look at the signs because you just said there were QR codes on them and there aren't.
I didn't
QR
say
codes.
there were QR codes on the signs. I said we have QR codes. See, you're changing the narrative to meet your narrative, which is exactly what you did with the contracts in that brochure. Those contracts were cut and pasted, and you know yourself you added SHBB in parentheses on the one, which was not there to begin with. So you doctored a legal document to fit your narrative. That's why this is a joke.
No. So
No.
the SHBB, apparently you're not familiar with how that's done when you put in brackets words that are necessary because you use it.
Again, you chopped up a contract and put your narrative in that.
Well, why don't we look at it?
I've looked
see
at
how
it,
I've
and I
changed
am
the
like
narrative.
3 hours from home, as you already mentioned.
Hold on, you
so,
made an
no.
accusation that I did something that changed the context.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Okay,
You continue. Thank you.
Guys, head on out.
Stan, you take care. It'll show him saying that I lied, that he didn't follow me to the bathroom, and then we have the video right behind it of him following
You know,
me.
I think it would be important for people to see that. Let's show the video so that people know that this is not just hearsay, that this is what Miss Kelsey's been dealing with. Let's see the video.
There's in the handout that I gave you guys, she put out videos that I followed her to her bathroom, which is complete nonsense. Just absolutely really ridiculous, over the top lies.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
You're going to
Mr. Hicks,
continue
you have a
not
very
include-
nice night.
You're going to continue to not include the state forms? No.
You ready?
Okay, so you're not going to include state forms? You're not going to do that? Okay. Have a nice day, sir.
I'm just gonna say this,
He said that you didn't give them to him.
I'm just
In
gonna
your
say
speech,
this,
you said you
Mr. Hicks. I'm not going to debate you, and I'm not gonna argue with you, and I'm not gonna be your
not trying to
cannon.
debate, I just asked
I'm
you
not
for a
gonna
copy
be
of
your
the new
cannon
brochure.
fodder. I am not gonna be your cannon fodder to the trustees. I know you have an issue with the trustees. I've read up on you. I know your background with what's happening, and
So he said at the Troy, Ohio meeting he didn't follow you, but you have it on video where you were in the bathroom coming out, and he was clearly there.
well, and he followed. So he followed me. He actually cornered me in the council chamber. And so I was leaving, and you can see I left the audio up. So I'm saying, listen, Mr. Hicks, you have a nice day. We're leaving. I'm done here. I'm not going to argue with you. And so as I'm leaving then, as you've seen in the video, he's behind me going, so you're not going to give me this? You're not going to give me this? And I just kept walking, and my bodyguard's right there.